Hey Pretty Girl Club, welcome to Dark Skin Exoticals episode 2. So, one of my beautiful subscribers sent me this video idea and quite a few other video ideas as well. By the way, if you guys have any ideas, be sure to email exoticalsunited@gmail.com. But have you ever noticed how a lot of dark skinned black women they like to pretend that dark skinned mixed women don't exist? So the example that was given to me was the actress Maya Campbell, who is very clearly mixed. She looks like Stacey Dash, who is Blaxican. So Stacey Dash has a similar mix to me. I've noticed that there's this pattern where people don't want to admit when a darker skinned woman has very loose hair or when she has like lighter eyes or slimmer features. Sometimes people don't want to admit that when you're a darker skinned black woman. They try to hide behind, oh, well, she's just pretty or whatever. But if you get too successful as a darker skinned exotical, then suddenly you are benefiting from featureism and texturism. But I've noticed that the dark skinned, unambiguous monoracial community, they hold on to dark skinned exoticals even more than light skins because you look the most like them. So they clout chase the most, actually. In my opinion, I believe that the black community clout chases the most off of darker skinned mixed women because in their mind, your race equals your skin tone, which I believe can be a little bit ignorant because there are people who can fluctuate in skin tones. Like every race can fluctuate in skin tones. There are pale people, super pale white people, and then there are some white people who are a little bit more tan. And the same thing goes for mixed people. There are some mixed people who are white passing, and then there are some mixed people who look like Maya Campbell. But have you ever noticed how the black community, they will hold on to darker skinned exoticals like the plague. And then they will try to use colorism against you. They want you to be just as much of a victim of colorism as they are. And so because they can't use texturism or featureism to humble you, the only thing that they have left to hold on to you is colorism. And so they will try to use that like, no, you're one of us because you've experienced colorism. And to be honest, I don't really know that mixed race, darker skinned women experience the same level of colorism as dark skinned, unambiguous monoracial women, because I would argue that a lot of the women who use colorism, texturism, and featureism as an excuse, I feel like what it really is a lot of times those women tend to be, no offense, but maybe they're viewed as unattractive and they are tying their own internalized unattractiveness to their skin tone, facial features, and hair texture, which I beg to differ because I think that attractiveness is often based on some universal factors, such as having straight white teeth, having smooth skin, having a healthy body weight. Usually it's women who have an unhealthy body weight who argue the most about, oh, I'm experiencing colorism, texturism, and featureism. It's like, no, you're probably experiencing fat phobia and you're blaming all of it on colorism, texturism, and featureism. Because I've seen so many darker skinned women who have pretty privilege, even unambiguous African women who have pretty privilege and they have big noses, big lips, 4C hair, but because they are beautiful and in shape and their skin is smooth, they have nice white teeth, their teeth aren't all yellow and you know what I mean? Like they look like they are well put together, they still experience just as much pretty privilege. So honestly, I really do think it's all about how you view yourself and how you carry yourself. And I'm not trying to say that colorism and racism and all that doesn't exist. But I have noticed that a lot of unambiguous black women, they want to pretend more than anything that they are darker skinned exoticals because that's the easiest, or maybe it's like the closest proximity they can attain is, at least I can look like a dark skinned exotical. At least I can look more like Chili from TLC, even though they really can't because I feel like in the face, they don't really look like Chili from TLC, but I feel like sometimes because a lot of unambiguous women, they want to be mixed race so bad, they will clout chase off of women like Maya Campbell and try to pretend like they look like Maya Campbell. And it's just like this mental illness that you see going on in the monoracial community. But then if you're a darker skinned mixed woman and you talk about your ancestors or your parents or whatever, suddenly it's, oh, you hate yourself. Oh, well, you still look black. And then they'll say it as an insult, as if looking black is bad. And as if looking black makes you any less mixed. If looking white doesn't make you any less mixed, then why does looking black make you any less mixed? And also, why is it always unambiguous monoracial people who get to decide what's mixed and what's not? Have you ever noticed how it's always unambiguous people who like to make all these videos about what is biracial, what is mixed, what counts as light skin, what doesn't count. It's like you're more focused on the mixed race community than on your own community. What are you doing? You're more focused on what mixed race people look like, how dark or light we are, what our foundation shade is, who's light skinned, who's not, how you can divest so you can create more mixed people. You're literally more focused on our community than you are on your own. If that's not an inferiority complex, I don't know what is. But then they're very hypocritical because I've been following Lipstick Alley for years now, and I noticed that when Meg the Stallion first came out, they were accusing Meg the Stallion of benefiting from colorism. And they said because Meg the Stallion is not dark skinned, that is why she was elevated in the rap community. And they were saying that because Meg the Stallion was not dark skinned and called herself a redbone and has Creole ancestry, that's why she got promoted in the black community. So which one is it? They love moving the goalpost on what's light skinned, what's not, what's mixed, what's not, what counts as Creole, what's not. I am seriously considering doing a whole series on Creoles at this point because I've noticed lots of situational hypocrisy with Creoles as a mixed race people group and also with Blasians. Like those two people groups, if you are one of those, I've noticed so much hypocrisy when it comes to that because some people, they'll try to stereotype you and they'll be like, oh, well, you're darker, you're not white passing, so you're just black. Like if you're a Blasian person, let's say you're a Blasian and you look like her, so you're a darker exotical, then suddenly it's, oh, well, I never would have known she was mixed had she not told me, as if it's bad to look black. And then with Creoles, people like to say, oh, well, Creoles, they were all colorist and they hated themselves the most. And Creole culture and African American culture are intertwined anyway. And so you're just black because basically the word Creole just means you have admixture. So technically everyone's a Creole. That is extremely hypocritical. And also, why is it non-Creoles, non-Blasians, non-mixed people, non-light-skinned people, non-dark-skinned exoticals trying to determine all of our identities? And this is exactly why the exoticals need to unite. Anyway, let me know what you think of this video, and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.